Since graduation, I've just had to have this, like, again, relearning process of, okay, great, I know how to make a product. Like, that's what I studied. I studied cosmetic science, but how do I build a business?
Flo from MDMFlow.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Another YSYS recommendation.
Yeah.
You're part of the network there, I take it?
Absolutely love them.
Good, well, we'll talk about them more a little bit later.
Right, awesome.
But now it's about you and your company. Right?
Okay.
You've pretty much gone from college straight into setting up your own business.
Yeah.
Easy or not easy?
The hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
The hardest thing you've ever done?
So hard.
What was hard about it?
You just, like, being a student, you just have all these concepts and ideas,
Yeah.
and you think you're going to create something because obviously, like, anything you make is amazing and people are just going to love it.
Okay.
And then you graduate and you put it out in the world. Like my peers loved it, my lecturers loved it. So I thought, that's it, I'm going to put this product out. And that's
You're
it.
asking people that are too close to you.
Yeah, this is it. And so launched the business and literally crickets. And so since graduation, I've just had to have this, like, again, relearning process of, okay, great, I know how to make a product. Like, that's what I studied. I studied cosmetic science, but how do I build a business? And that's been the really difficult part in, like, self-educating that process, and especially with retail, like, it's changing so much. So keeping up to date with all the changes and just maintaining everything.
You did a cosmetic course?
Yeah, cosmetic science.
Cosmetic science, and you set up a cosmetics company.
Yeah.
So at least you got into something that you understood.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what exactly did you find hard about it? Because, like, I know that's probably a question where I say, "Oh, Jesus, Mark, everything is hard." Yeah. But, like, what's the main thing that just sticks out? The only reason I'm asking is a lot of our audience are all startups. And want to be startups. So they've got an idea. Same position you were in, they might be in college or in another job, and they're looking to jump ship or start the companies, and they just want to know how you did it and what you found difficult.
I'd say, like, the first thing is customer acquisition, and that's something that it took me a while to kind of figure out, like, processes and, like, what kind of works for me, because there's so much information out there and there are so many different ways to acquire a customer. But just kind of knowing who your customer is, how to get your product in front of them, for me has been like a learning process, but also making that make sense within the business in terms of, like, the business having enough capital to carry on. So like, not everyone, especially when you're a startup, my business is self-funded, not everyone's able to pay so much for customer acquisition. So you have to be a lot cleverer about what you do.
So what is your brand? Is your brand high end, middle, low, and who's the typical, like, customer? So
it kind of sits between mid to high. So, like, the term in the beauty industry for it is masstige, because it's kind of like mass brand, but it does have, like, prestige elements to it in terms of the quality, the production element, and, like, the performance of the product. And so I created my brand because I wanted something different outside of the standard luxury beauty industry. So my customer is, like, your girl who's, like, confident, bold. A lot of my colors are really bright and really bold colors, but at the same time really wants performance. And there has, like, historically been a bit of a stigma in the beauty industry where high quality products weren't bright colors, and if it was bright and bold, if it was a blue lipstick, it was going to be really crap quality. So that was the biggest.
Even from some of the bigger brands.
Oh yeah, now they're kind of, like, coming around to it because, like, of how big beauty is blowing up on digital. But when I began my business, you wouldn't get a luxury brand selling a blue or a bright purple or a neon colour.
It might only be a small percentage of them.
Or it'd be like a one-off limited thing that you'd see once and, like, never again.
I see you've got over 20,000 followers on Instagram. Is Instagram, because I take it everything that you're doing is so picturesque, it's so, you know, everything just comes out on video and pictures. Is that one that is driving a lot of sales? Because you're selling all this online, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. It drives a lot of primarily traffic. So I think a lot of the traffic comes from Instagram onto like my own platform, my website, and then from the website and through, like, e-marketing and a lot of, like, more traditional marketing methods, like retargeting customers and actually converting. But in terms of like just getting someone into my community and having an understanding of the brand, like social media plays a massive role, and Instagram is like my #1 channel.
Were you able to do anything? Because like you obviously know who your target audience is, right? Have you done any research on where they hang out? And what I mean by where they hang out is like what way they're using social media. Are they using Facebook? Are they using Instagram? If they're using Instagram, what times are they using it? How are they using it? Have you done research into that?
Yeah, so I tried to do that, but I felt like it kind of took away from the like creative element of the business. I think with a creative business, it's quite hard to be so technical about it, and also because like my customers are across so many different time zones. So like my #1 is, well, it kind of switches, but at the moment it's the US, like New York and LA, and then London. So to try and be so technical about the detail, like I found it really difficult. That being said, like I do it in terms of like a days of the week thing, so I know like at certain points in the week people are more likely to be on Instagram or spend more time on Instagram compared to like on the weekend where people spend less time. So I more kind of look at it from that point of view, and then like inspiring content at the beginning of the week, like party good time content at the end of the week. So it's not so technical to the detail, but at the same time just kind of like things that work across like all my like customer and community, as opposed to
Do you pay for anything on Instagram?
I do put money behind Instagram posts. I do that through like the Facebook ads business manager.
Right.
And even with that, like I'll look at posts that organically are doing well and just put money behind it. And like that can be as little as like literally £1 or £2. See how like the traction builds up through the post and continue to add money. But yeah, I've been playing around
So if
with
something's
ads.
working, you just add more money to it. Okay.
Literally.
And what is there? I'm just trying to think like what's working, because it's going to be. I know it's different for everyone, right? But what's genuinely working for you?
I think more than anything is content, and content that generates conversation. So,
so would a picture create better or what's your content rather than a video?
Videos definitely have the most in terms of like highest ability to convert, but again, like with videos, if you have too many videos, then it can be like oversaturated. So what I try to do is like I do a lot of call and response stuff. So like Instagram stories has been great for me. If you have over 10,000 followers, you have the swipe up function, which is again really helpful. And just like doing polls, so asking like your community what they want to see. Do they want to see more videos? Do they want to see more products? Because I also do like a lot of like product development, and if you go on my page, you can see me like live mix a color. And so that kind of, again, like asking my community, what should I name the color, the best name, that becomes the name of the product, and you get the product for free, and just kind of gamifying the process as opposed to just like churning out content.
Are you a member of a few different communities as well? I know YSYS, which you mentioned at the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely love YSYS. They kind of help me from more of a like business standpoint. Like I don't have a technical background in terms of traditional tech. Like I come from a product development background, so it's great to be like plugged into a community where I can like speak to developers, I can speak to just like pure play marketers, and just like talk to other people within the space about like what kind of changes I can make in my business to help it grow.
You mentioned that your colours are bright.
Yeah.
Where are they? I don't see you wearing any.
Well, today I'm not wearing a bright colour on my face. I'm wearing a bright shirt, so.
Okay, all right. But where can people find out more if they want to look at your products?
So MDMFlow.com. We're at MDMFlow on pretty much every social media channel, with like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter being our biggest channels.
Brilliant. Well, Flo, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.